My name is Jason Bowers and I am gay. I came out at a time where you weren't seeing a whole lot of images of gay people on TV. You see much more of that now, and my coming out process was very easy compared to a lot of people that I know, a lot of people and stories that I've seen. And I told my parents, and the first thing they said was, well, you're still our son. We still love you just the same. It doesn't change anything. That was a huge weight off my shoulders, and I felt like once I told them and once they accepted it and didn't even blink, I knew that I could tell anyone. So before same-sex marriage was legal nationwide, we had the Prop 8 case in California, and that came about because California voted to make same-sex marriage illegal after it had been made legal. So it was a weird time here living in West Hollywood, California, because we felt this sense of hopelessness. There were a lot of rallies where all of my peers, all of the LGBT community was gathering, and speakers would come out, and some of them famous, some of them prominent in the gay community. I was actually inspired because everyone was sort of coming together, and what was really cool about it is it felt like, okay, this is a roadblock. This isn't the end. This isn't, we're not going to ever get this same legal right that everybody else has. It just meant we're not getting it right now, but it's coming soon. If you've ever seen the movie Milk, the movie about Harvey Milk, the gay activist, there's a scene where he gets a random phone call from a teenager in the Midwest, and Harvey's kind of in a hurry and just stops down and tells this kid, when you can, move to a big city. And it seems kind of like an odd piece of advice, but when you're in a larger metropolitan area, or where you're in an area where there's a lot more diversity of opinion, of the types of people that you're going to meet, it feels like there's a much more of an open-mindedness to that. And what Harvey was telling that kid is, get to other like-minded people, get to people that aren't going to judge you solely because you're gay, get to somewhere where people will love you just for who you are. That can exist wherever you are. Just find like-minded people, find people. That's not an issue. And for a lot of people, it's not. The world has changed drastically in the time that I've been alive. I'm finding that there are more open-minded people than I actually thought there were. As there's any kind of change, be it something you see as positive or something you see as negative, there's always going to be another side that has a completely different view. And I would say that if you're encountering opposing views, whatever they are, try and understand why that person thinks that way. Listen to the other side. Don't just automatically, out of hand, assume that that person is a terrible person because they have different views than you. Just like I am a person that is gay, I'm part Asian, in my 40s, I've lived a certain life, and it's a combination of a million different parts. So is everybody else that you encounter, be they gay, be they straight, be they trans, be they asexual, whatever you identify as a human being. There are a million things coming together to make you who you are. Same with everybody else. And just because they have certain views on something doesn't mean they hate you, and it doesn't mean you have to hate them. It just means if you take a minute and try and understand each other, that might be something that helps us move forward. So when we're growing up, we get called names. I think it happens to everybody, no matter how confident you are in yourself, no matter how great your life is growing up. Kids are bullies. We do it to each other. Like when you're young and you're called fag, that's this derogatory term, and it's still used in that sense. And it doesn't necessarily even mean gay. It means, oh, you're something that I feel like is less than. And I think we've all experienced that. But because it was sort of a catch-all term that was used a lot when I was growing up, as I got older, I never felt like I was repressed because I was gay necessarily. All that was in my own head of what I thought people were going to think of me, what I thought the obstacles are in my way. And that stuff wasn't really there. That was all stuff that I was putting there because I thought the world was against me. It was a big realization to figure out that, okay, Yeah, some people do have those kind of obstacles in their way. They luckily weren't in mine, but how can I get out of my own head? And the first step was, okay, well, I need to tell the people in my life that I care about that I am gay. And when I realized that that wasn't an issue for them, then I looked around and realized, okay, well, how can I embrace the other people in my world that aren't having it as easy as I am? I try and be as open-minded as I can and try and be as understanding as I can. The LGBT community really tries to do that for one another. I don't know that we're always successful. I try to embrace everyone.